So this is a picture of our newest test facility with 3 turbines that were on test, and 2 of them were actually have actually been presented here. The companies have been presented here. So we have the first one from the left. It's a Tymölen, and the last one it's a Viking Wind. So both of them have been now on the conference. So our goal, both as Folkecenter and as a test center for small wind turbines, is to try to come as a help for those small companies that are starting up or that are not so huge that they don't have their own test facilities like the big wind has, for example. So that has been basically the way of working on Folkecenter since the beginning, now we are 40 years old, so has been quite a lot in this direction. But even if this could see a little bit of old-fashioned, let's say, what's the reality is that we keep on seeing more and more people coming in with ideas, and then some of them, they are going ahead, some other are not. But this flow of ideas, it's really promising. And we really see an importance in having testing facilities that can prove the concepts. So why is it so important? Because first of all, we are independent. So when you look at all the nice things that you will see online on some wind turbines, some very cheap ones, maybe that you find even on Amazon, you will find power curves, you will find all kind of information, which often have no really a scientific value. They are made with Photoshop. So being an independent institution, our task is to guide you through the process if you want to, but also to say, well, this doesn't work. And then if you want to continue in that direction, that's of course up to you. But we are not going to say, just because you have tested here, we are not going to say the turbine is good. We are going to say what it is the reality. And why is it so? Because, well, I will come to that now. Just so that for those of you who don't know Folkecenter, we are located in the northwest part of Denmark. And you can see in the picture, it's a quite big area. It's 10 hectares of playing with renewable energies, with all the new developments, and we have been doing that in the last 40 years. We are also a point of contact between universities and the small companies, small and medium-sized companies, because often these small companies are a little afraid to go to universities because they see there is a gap sometimes in the educational level, let's say. So when we get people with a very nice idea on a wind turbine, this person might not be an engineer or a PhD, might just be a blacksmith. Not because of that the idea is bad, but of course that poses some initial barriers when you want to get to a higher level, to get to test. So when we are in the middle, we can try to balance this and try to make the 2 actors talk together in an efficient way. And then back to what I was saying before, why is it important to have independent testing? Because as our founder was saying, if you have a bad product, it's not only harming the individual company, it's harming the whole wind industry. So those who say wind turbines don't work, small wind turbines don't work, that's not true. We have seen that it will work. We have plenty of success stories, plenty of companies that are doing the right thing. But it's also true that we have a lot of companies that are not doing the right thing, that are just marketing a cheap product and doing it in a way to catch the customer, but don't really care what happens after. And then someone who gets tricked in this way, then afterwards will not get another wind turbine again. So it's a whole damage for the industry. And yeah, so our task is to be independent, to test your concept, and to try to turn your idea into a reality. And that depends basically on, well, we have a set of steps. The first one is, of course, we need to know that you have an idea, so you need to reach us and we can start a discussion. We can see how far are you off, or are you already almost on the idea. And the good thing is that we have a very experienced team, so we can count on this experience to avoid you doing mistakes that have been done already previously by other companies. So then, let's say the product it's not sufficiently good, then there needs something to be improved. Good. Then we start discussing it and we start testing, and we keep on this process back and forwards up to the moment we have something that we are satisfied of. And by we, it means us as institution and the person or the company who is hiring the service. And then once everyone is happy, then we go further and we can go to help you towards the certification process. And then finally, the selling part, that's of course your task, but of course there can be also tasks involved in that sense for us. We have developed this package part. That's mostly a marketing part, but it's just saying we are flexible. We don't need to come and be involved in the whole process. You can just come in and rent a test spot and then run your own tests. That's perfectly fine for us. If you want some help for us, then you buy ours, basically. And if you want more specific tasks, then we take a discussion, we see if we can do it. And this can be anything within this process. We have done also a website for one of the wind companies. So there is a set of services that we can provide in this to support you in this part here. And in terms of infrastructure, we have two testing facilities. We have data logging with quick internet. So yeah, you don't need to, how much is it? Every 30 seconds, every minute, we collect the data.
Every second.
Every second. So, and then, yeah, then elaborate them. So, and then we have facilities also for staying here. So if you need to come from abroad, then you don't need to get mad in trying to find a hotel around. And we have also a very equipped, fully equipped workshop, which you can use to do the modifications you need on the concept. And as you can see from the picture here, wind here is not something that to joke with. Here we get really high wind speeds, and it's actually one of the places in Denmark with most wind energy as well. So you have the advantage that you have a lot and at high power. That also means that your machine needs to withstand that. And that's of course not always the case. But of course it might be seen as a little bit violent picture, but that's what happens in real life when we get a storm. And of course, if your turbine cannot cope with that, then it's something to take in consideration, because if it fails in our test field, it's not too bad. But if it fails when you're already selling it and it's out in the market, then it's really expensive for you. So we have good average wind speed, as you can see, and we have also the option of testing in 2 facilities, as I told you. They are 40 kilometers away from each other, so it's not so comfortable in that sense, but it is comfortable in the sense that you can test different things. So if you are at an early stage of development, then what we suggest is that you take the one that is near us, because you are nearby the workshop, basically. So it's easier to have quick fixes. It's also easier to the accommodation and so on. And then when your concept is ready, then if you want, you can move it to the other one, which is more suitable for the certification process. But that's something that, of course, we can advise you on, and we can discuss together what are the options. We have four spots in the location where we are here, and 3 more in the one Humburg, 40 kilometers from here. And then, of course, as you all know, data, that's the new hype today. And that's also what you need to make a better product. So we are collecting data every second, and this data get anonymized. So of course, we need to take care that the information that we provide to you, it's good for you, but it is not affecting the others in testing. And yeah, based on that, then you just do your assumptions. We can do the certification process using this data. So we have set up a system which is compliant with the certification, right, Anka? Yes. And then we also would like to support a lot research also from university, educational institutions. So if you are interested in having this data, anonymized, of course, then you just get in contact with us, and then you can get them and use them for your simulations and your tests. So yeah, to conclude, basically, we know that there are a lot of good ideas outside, and our task is to help developing and helping you to get to the market. The team is quite small, but very experienced. And should you need more technical information, then these are the two guys that you should contact. And Ankar is here also, so he can answer to the very technical parts of this presentation. Yeah, so we hope that that was a little bit of a push for some of you who are testing, for universities with new concepts, to come to Denmark and test your products here.